The Confederation of Indian Industry Coimbatore chapter launched the exclusive initiative Coimbatore Nxt for the growth of the city on global terms and to meet up international standards in all sectors. Coimbatore being the major contributor, this initiative aids in achieving the vision of the 1 trillion GDP of Tamil Nadu. The unique initiative of the framework addressed solutions to provide increased growth and competitiveness for local businesses, global growth of the business, create avenues and unlock values. The developmental framework includes various stakeholders covering the Congo Belt and tends to elevate the employability of us in the next 5 years.
As somebody who's very passionate about history, heritage of the city, I'll just take you in a few minutes through this journey because we felt for Coimbatore Next, unless we understand where we came from, who we are as a people, as a culture, it's very difficult for us to move on.
My journey in 1996 began when we were back in the US at that time. We moved in the early 80s for higher learning, for training, for better education, higher education, exposure, experience, knowledge seeking. That was the purpose of leaving India and going to the United States. And then it was more than about 13, 14 years there when I was getting a little anxious or maybe a little restless. And I stood up to Krishna and I said, I'm ready to go back to India. Would you come along? So that was how this journey began.
With not only thinking, but also, I think, with confidence and with a future-looking vision. There are problems to be solved, and we know that. There are problems that have come up during the COVID-19 pandemic, and we know that. We don't take development for granted. In fact, one of the reports that came out of Davos this year was looking at the stability of growth itself.
This is because we don't invest enough on branding. This is because we don't invest enough on intellectual property, and we don't invest enough on R&D. And we are yet to see a lot of sunrise industries. Through all of what has happened in the last decades, we see that a lot of Coimbatore is also well placed on education, particularly engineering education and medical education, the higher education. And we have a lot of skill coming out of our universities and colleges.
Because this is not wishful thinking, this is not marketing, this is something that needs to happen. And like any true Coimbatore business, we are people who thrive on outcomes, right? You can't go tell a Coimbatore, you can't sell, a fluffy story to a Coimbatore business. You need to show them data, you need to show them outcomes, and you need to show them facts.
While our focus will be on the business and the goals and all, some points which we cannot ignore are, one is the corporate governance. The corporate governance is key, and while we will be focusing on the business and all, few others are handling this, we need to have an eye on that particular topic continuously. Likewise, the risk management. The various risks are there, it differs from organization to organization. Whichever risk we can perceive, we can visualize, those things we need to keep an eye, and whether are we properly managing or not.
So I have to thank on behalf of everyone here, Krishna and Suchitra, to have made the world a better place, touched us very really important, and also made us all feel proud. So on behalf of all of us, please give Suchitra and Neela, everybody in Bharat Biotech, a really astounding welcome. Thank you.